Welcome back to the OPL. We are preparing for Direwolves versus Mammoth. Also, I don't remember the part where Harry Potter went to another dimension.
Well, see, I wasn't sure, like, this is where I'm, like, a little bit blasé about copyrights and stuff for, like, casting, because I'm like, what can I actually say and not say? Because you know how he, like, went through the wall with the magical journey?
Yep.
I was like, almost like the platform.
9 3/4.
Yeah.
So, do you know what I mean? And he runs through and he's like, oh, that's not a wall, that's a magical journey. So I was like, can I say that? But then I thought in my head, I probably can't rap God this quick enough. So I was like, he just goes to a new dimension like Harry Potter.
So instead of platform 9 3/4, which is a pretty arbitrary statement, you've said interdimensional travel.
Well, you know
Harry
what?
Potter.
At this stage, I might just be...
I ship it.
I might just be giving J.K. Rowling ideas, and I should be giving royalties.
Well, she retcons the books enough that she'll probably use it anyway.
Beautiful.
All right, it is time to select, or if not select, because we have a lot, at least see some of these entries, and if we run out of time, we will select the winner.
For painting.
Yeah, sorry, for the painting
Are we
competition.
picking one?
We're picking one or two. Like, if we can't decide on
does
one...
that mean we're all
How
painting one?
are all of us painting one?
So, well, I was told that we're not all painting. How do we feel about that? Do we
okay.
feel bad about that?
I'm pretty sure
'Cause
I'm, like,
we're on
instantly
broadcast,
gone.
and I feel like we could just say, you know what?
I'm pretty sure they can't stop me.
5 paintings. Okay, so
Paint whilst casting.
we have a bunch
that
of
easy.
submissions. This is easily like a quarter of what we got. A lot of the ones ignored the no nips rule. I'm just putting it out there. And then there was a no junk rule that was not stated, but was implicit.
Was implied, yeah.
And that was also ignored. And there was a bunch of other stuff. And so you guys are a lot of fun. But we got them all. We saw them all. We can't unsee a lot of them. These are the ones that we are legally allowed to show you. So let's run through the nominees for the painting selection for next week. So this is Blue Ose. He is dressed up as Captain Australia.
Okay.
Cross-dressed Captain Australia. And he said this is Australia's ass. So there you go.
It looks like an Evelyn skin.
A boring badger. Here is Budget Temple Jacks.
I like that.
Pretty good.
I'm a
I
big
knew
fan
you'd
of
like
that.
that.
I don't understand why the headphones are still connected to the computer. Like you could be bothered to hop in a laundry basket, but you couldn't be bothered to unhook the USB. Amy plays. This is just.
I think this one's called pandering.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
this is leveraging.
It's not though,
nostalgia.
because this is obviously a misproportioned photo. Like, obviously the floor was slightly tilted because Bryce isn't that much taller than me.
Absolutely. Big Biceps Burl and Little Fletcher. So this is just a wholesome one. He said he had to win as well because he's got a League of Legends framed poster in the room.
He does.
Is this that one where you said wholesome's good because you get to butcher it?
Yeah. This is where like
Please
if
don't
you,
butcher Fletcher.
No, but if you show us something really cute like this, Carl. This is literally his LinkedIn page.
That is awesome. I'm painting Carl.
I like that.
So
I like Carl's one.
Carl really stepped up and he said, Spawn wanted to see LinkedIn pages. This is mine. Cat Roulette. This was, she dressed up for a Marvel premiere, I think it was, as the Hulk. That's just a very clever job.
Synergy.
That's
It's
cool.
kind of like a Narskin of the Hulk.
It is. Yeah, I can see
or
that.
Nunu and Willow, right?
I can see that. Yeah. Celtic Wolf. I think he said
Is it
something along...
Celtic or Celtic? I would say it's
Yeah.
Celtic.
It's Celtic?
I say,
Yeah.
Celtic.
I say Celtic.
Yeah, well, it's
We're
definitely
not all
Celtic.
from Boston.
It's Celtic.
Yeah, you and I are wrong. Trust me.
Maybe, I don't know. That's why they see them saying football, so I say.
I get
Not all from
pronunciation
Boston.
wrong, and you come from 4 different countries.
No!
So we can't trust anything. Dave O'Erlo.
The thinking man.
Yeah,
Piss off.
refused
You've
to
been
let this one
vetoed.
win. So there you go. Dugon Dudu.
That's
I mean,
a great
the name is as good
That's
as the
PogChamp,
picture.
isn't
That's
it?
actually
Yeah,
poggers.
it's Pog.
That's very funny.
That's awesome.
That's great, and
should
I feel
paint-
like we
paint
can do a lot
Pogs.
with that. Emerald, there you go.
Like
Once a week, basically, ask a Nick Bag question that tears the room apart.
True.
And he could make a painting that tears the OPL apart. There's just a lot of poggers in Champ right now.
This is
General
sick.
Cat, look at this.
He's a pirate.
This is insane.
Is that an actual snake?
It's
or
an
is
actual
it
snake.
python
Photoshop
wrapped around his
something
head.
on?
That is so intense. Does he look scared?
No.
Is he
Nah, he's
putting on a
wearing
brave
an eye
face?
patch. That's a...
Is he aroused?
I mean, that's one thing.
Jack, you just shot me the worst look. Speaking of worst looks, I Badmouth.
Yeah. Well, we said it has to not be under the influence of substances. So
much
this
orange
is
juice?
definitely
Taking a photo with
too much
Mammoth
orange
Legacy.
juice and banned.
Arguably, that's more tree than man. That's a picture of a tree that features in a small amount a man. In Search of Shoe, I love this one. This is a graduation picture.
I want
That's
to
the
paint the
face you
mustache
made.
in front of it.
Well, yeah. Do you pick just her, or do you?
No,
pick
you paint
everyone?
everyone. You
Yeah,
offend
I
as
think
many
you do.
people as
You do the
possible.
2D background audience people.
That's
with,
true. Yeah.
in the middle.
That's
Yeah.
nice. That's nice. Lady Dubsy. I mean, Lady Dubsy paints everything. Every time we paint, I feel like she gets +10.
There'd be some Inception business if we painted Lady Dubsy and then she painted herself,
Does she
which
paint
is the
herself, or does she
recreation of our
paint her
painting of her.
Yeah, there you go.
Ooh.
Medic for the win, I believe this could be another LinkedIn, or this was just Jake's request of like, I just want you standing there. I don't want anything
I would paint
clever.
Medic for the win.
I love you just be.
I like that one.
I just want to paint men in colours.
Correct. Or women in collars. I'm not.
This is not a collar. This is Nobi 111. There's cows in the background, so I assume that's a milk shoey.
He's rocking a shoey.
Yeah, he is.
Milk
Milk
shoey.
shoey.
He is a diehard Chiefs supporter all the way back. There were multiples of those.
Oh my god! Get it off the
This
screen.
could be my favorite.
That is. I like that. I like
Legendary
that.
Breeze. So this is not actually the person who submitted it. This is a picture of their friend or their boyfriend or something. But I did get permission. She or he asked if they could submit this, and this guy went sure. I don't know why he would have said that, because this is the lewdest thing we've ever shown on the broadcast.
And we've shown nipples.
And we have Ruse Royer. Just you know when you just like whip your phone up and snap a picture.
This is when,
That's your
you
face.
open your camera and you're on the wrong mode by
Yeah,
accident.
absolutely.
Oh, it's a selfie.
That's what this is.
Absolutely.
That is the smallest pupils I've ever seen. There is once again like a laser eye surgery. No, they make you pupils
LASIK?
bigger.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's the
Something's
opposite?
going on. Yeah.
Someone took a photo.
Sebi
the flash.
Saw.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's good.
That's a trophy
World's
that
That's a
we'll
world's
never see
trophy.
in this building.
Debatable.
Come on, show some love, Nick. We'll get there one day. Spud Robinson. So this is his office, and it said, "Read, make it a Hobbit." And apparently there's the bad inspirational posters all over his office, and he wanted to share it with us.
Oh yeah.
Good beard. That'd be a texture nightmare. And finally, the
Oh, here
Johnny
we
Matrix.
go.
That's a good photo.
I
is
like
it.
this.
It's a good photo. Can we make that into a good painting?
It kind of yes. That fits
Absolutely.
everything.
You reckon?
That is the winner.
You reckon?
Yes. By far.
Is it recency bias? It's just the
I,
last
just,
thing you see.
I look at a
Absolutely not.
painting like that and I'm like, it is so much easier to paint that because it's just less human involved.
Like there is a
It's more
nice
sky than
background.
anything
There is a
else.
nice background there.
Yep.
There is like some feature.
There's
around
depth
it.
because the
Yeah.
feet are.
I would
Exactly.
just
Yep.
draw a mermaid and it would be like scuffed halfway through and be like, let's add some colours to it and GG.
All right. Well, we are.
I like that one. And also followed the rules of as little skin as possible and nothing
Yeah, true.
provocative and no illicit substance that make your pupils bigger, smaller, or can be put in a shoe.
I am
So
turn-
I am a
Can be
big
put in a
fan
shoe.
of that photo.
I don't
That
know
was
about
an
that because
event.
I am turned on by sky and rocks. So for me, that was just nothing but fun.
Whatever
town.
gets your
Fun
rocks
town.
on.
I get it. Something else we're gonna get is we'll announce a winner after the next game.
I already did.
because
That one won.
We do have to get to the final game. It is Dire Wolves versus Mammoth. Let's take a look at the Dire Wolves lineup, please.
Then that's the whole roster on to the next.
Going to be Chase in the top lane. Mir in the jungle had a pop-off game yesterday. Shock in mid lane Vital. And Decoy is the support. Coach Kai.
What do we have to say about the Dire Wolves?
Mir was nuts.
Mir was
Yesterday
nuts.
had a massive Lee Sin performance when he played against Order, popped off as an individual, and the team also rallying around once again their 1-3-1 style that they like to play.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that they really punished Order's mistakes quite well yesterday. Dire Wolves as a team are like a pressure team, you would call them. Like you have kind of your brawly teams like Chiefs and Avant, whereas Dire Wolves are a real pressure team. And once you make one mistake against them, they don't let you off the map really easily.
Yeah.
And Rusty would know, like if you take resets against pressure teams, they kind of just accrue these big gold leads. And I think that teams need to clean up their play against Dire Wolves a little bit.
Well, let's see who Mammoth have brought to stand up to that pressure. Talk us through it, Skinny.
It's the same boys, it's the boys we know and love. It's Kweku in the top lane, Bass in the jungle, Lived in mid, and Starved and Norska in the bottom lane. It's the giants of the league. They want to try and find that win. It's been rather elusive at this stage.
Elusive. It's been non-existent, mate.
Being elusive. Look, I've got to try and be not too toxic because otherwise,
I mean, they just don't mention it. The easiest way to not be toxic is just to ignore it at all.
You rub off on me on the stage, and you see, if I know anything about play-by-play casters, I could get benched very quickly. So I've got to.
That is true.
I've got to toe the line between saying what I think but not saying too much.
I was watching the Rift Rivals highlights from when Claire was popping off and stuff, and I re-listened to my play-by-play casting.
Yeah.
And quite like Avant Gaming, it was not that bad, Dick. I'm throwing my hat back in the ring.
He's sitting right
Smart
there.
enough.
That's cool, bro. I'll just go back to New Zealand Day.
Or England, depending on where you want to go.
I'll just go cry somewhere.
Is the term elusive, does it imply that it was nearly there and it slipped through your fingers?
Yeah.
Or is elusive like you could never find it in the first place?
Elusive is like,
It's a shimmer in the distance.
Yes.
Elusive is like you see something. It's like the light at the end of the tunnel that you're infinitely chasing.
All right. Well, I'm told that we still got to wait a little bit.
Any other analogies for elusive while we wait?
I've got nothing else for elusive. But Mammoth, do you reckon that they can take it up against Direwolves? Is this
No.
the team
I
that they
don't
get the
think
win
so.
against?
No.
Who is the team they get the win against?
Avant or Gravitas at this
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah.
I think is like the fairest thing to say. Maybe Order. I mean, if like what you want to do if you're Mammoth, I actually have the perfect strat.
Please.
So on a weekend where Mammoth plays like Order plays someone into Mammoth, and then they win game one, you actually can't lose game two if you're Mammoth in that state. Because Order has never gone 2-0 on a weekend.
Yeah.
So you want to play Order second when
Not
they've
even in the
already won
NPL.
once on that weekend, because that is guaranteed. That is 100% strike rate that you will be able to pick up the dub.
All right.
Are we ready?
We are ready. Let's hope the Mammoth don't wreck it for the first win against Order when they play Direwolves right after this short break.
It's the closing game of the weekend. It's the closing game of week 4 as we get to the all-important midway point through the league to see exactly where these teams are at, if their expectations have been met, if there's a lot left to be desired, if there are still some more tricks up their sleeve. Mammoth, as we say, 0-7 at the moment, sitting at the bottom of that barrel, always showing up with a smile on their face, always ready to put on a performance. But the Direwolves, some individual performances, some strong members on that team. I think it's just too much for Mammoth to handle.
Yeah, we'll see how the draft goes, because I think that, there are still avenues for this Mammoth lineup to be able to play through, and as we mentioned, Direwolves do like to play 1-3-1. So if that is something that they look towards in this game, you fall behind against a team fighting comp, it can be quite difficult. Olaf picked up by Chiffies. Direwolves may be the only team in the league that will flex Olaf between jungle and top lane. So we'll see whether that is something that does come into play in this draft.
Mammoth open up this account by denying both the most commonly used AD carries there. Vital's been pretty fluid when it's come to flexing that, so I don't think he's going to be too upset. Whatsoever. Shock has showcased the Cassiopeia as well. We see what happens time and time again. If you have a rather heavy engaged composition, we've seen Mammoth in the past draft comps to have pretty much 5 melee champions, and Cassiopeia would give that a rather hard time.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that when you have a look at Cassio's side lane threat that you can put on as well, it certainly fits the Direwolves wheelhouse pretty highly. Also would have kind of ruined these two champions' day. If this was a priority coming across from the Mammoth lineup, Ezreal doesn't like playing against Cassio all that much, and neither does the J4. So I really like the pick ban phase so far from Mammoth. They've got a good scaling comp. But they have left a lot up and available right now for Direwolves. Lucian, another one of those picks. And the Space Cat.
We've seen what this can do before.
Yep. Lucian Yumi was really popular last year, actually. Raze picked up a pentakill on it, I believe. And this is one of those AD carry picks with the 2 best AD carries down. You can probably say Lucian can bottom lane at this point. It's not the best bottom laner, but it is playing into, Ezreal, which doesn't have all that much pressure. And, it's going to be the thick bear.
We played MPL, right? And you were playing the volley, Ben. You're like, I think this could be viable. I quite like this, and here it is.
I mean, it is viable as support into Yuumi, right? So Yuumi has an attach and detach kind of part to her game, and Volibear's E will stop the detach in mid-flight.
Sure.
And it's quite a big range. And so what that means is that Yuumi is very killable in this matchup. So you can't detach, which means that you can't get the infinite mana portion of her kit. So for those that don't know, Yuumi can spam heals and can throw out the little chase the mouse button. But it costs a lot of mana. And so the way she gets her mana back is by detaching and autoing the support.
Correct,
generally.
yeah.
So against Braum or something, you have unlimited mana. Like, you just keep whacking him. He can't do anything against you. Against Volibear, if you do that, you die. Volibear just kills you.
And it puts the reattachment on a 5-second cooldown, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And
So
Volibear will solo kill you in that time because his bite is probably 90% of the Yuumi's health.
So Decoy going to have to put on a bit of a masterclass with this one, with his ability to tap dance around in those lanes and between those skirmishes and make sure that Lived, or I should say Nausicaa, has his number on that one.
And also, if there's any other dashes on the team, right, Volibear also interrupts them. So it's not like it's just an interaction with
absolutely.
Yuumi. So, you know, if Mare plays something like a Rek'Sai or a Lee Sin, even though we could probably just take the Olaf at this point, it's also going to be a good pickup there.
Bottom lane secured. Jungle in balance. They were thinking about it for a fair bit of time there. They ran down the clock, but they do decide that they want the execution to burst online. And they will go for that Syndra for the mid lane choice.
And I was wondering who was going to get counterpicked here, right? Was it going to be Liv, who normally gets it, or was it going to be Kweku, who would be wanting it into Chippies? Because Chippies has a very flexible top lane champion pool, right? You can see they've banned out 2 of them. However, that is a hard counter. So Shock picks up Echo into Syndra. And this is a very difficult lane for Liv to be able to navigate. It may as well be that his ultimate does just not exist against an Echo.
Not going to have a good time against that one. She's going to jump on in, chrono break back, and what you just did, completely unwind. Kweku seems to be the punching bag for a lot of teams so far. It's be interesting to see what they decide to lock in as a last pick. As that is Urgot.
So it's going to be Lucian Yuumi bottom lane, guaranteed. I think it's going to be Urgot mid, Echo jungle, top lane Olaf. But you never really know.
I'm sure we're going to have Coach Kai come in after this one and explain what is going on in this draft. Because there's a fair bit of spiciness brought into this match. Definitely experimenting around. Showcasing perhaps what they've been practicing during scrims this week, or something they've had in that playbook of his leading up into this one.
This is an interesting draft from the Direwolves lineup. This is kind of everyone's signature picks, to be honest. Decoy was a big Yuumi player when it was popular. Shock is a huge Urgot connoisseur. And then Chippies kind of revolutionized top lane Olaf in the region, going into a very tough matchup, especially if it's a pressy attack Renekton. It can be difficult to survive this lane. Ganks coming in as well. So we'll see exactly how Chippies decides to navigate this one. But overall, this is less a 1-3-1 comp. And get in your face, like mow you down, like really good healing composition coming out from the Direwolves lineup. I think they want to play as a ball. And you don't normally say that about Direwolves lineup. They generally want to win lane and go into 1-3-1 as quickly as possible. But this is a fairly good ball comp.
And we've seen obviously what can happen when a set initiates with Olaf and Yuumi paired together to just run through that team. I suppose now that we've got a slightly different roster online here, are we kind of fully reliant really on Mir to land that bubble to start things off with, to really sort of deny and zone out that portion of the map?
I mean, yes and no. Olaf can just always pop Ragnarok, start chucking axes at you if he wants to really start a fight with the speed ups coming across. Also, Shock's ultimate, people don't talk about it much, but it's like a 60% slow or something, and kind of makes you just pause on the spot while Urgot starts going da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So we'll see how that goes. They're not the most mobile team on the Mammoth lineup either. Lived and Nausicaa especially are just kind of sitting ducks here. So I mean, if you're Direwolves, what I'm trying to say is you won't have any problems starting fights, because I think that Mammoth's choice is to turn around and fight you or not be there in the first place.
Kai, you said watch and learn yesterday. I feel like it's a very similar situation today with a composition that we haven't commonly seen coming out of this roster, or even just in this league as of yet for the split.
Or in this dimension, if you want to go back to your
Well, I
earlier
mean,
game.
you can take it to that joke there. I'm glad that you appreciate it.
Yeah, like, honestly, like, we just had a lot of fun. We're sitting in the room before and we're like, there's a world where they ban XXX. And then I'm like, actually, we can have a hilarious draft with a lot of fun champions that Yumi's just going to jump on and they're going to run everyone down. It'll be great fun. Put on a bit of a spectacle, and that's what we did. Like, it was good fun.
And you guys with a win here would go to 5-3, which is like outright third by a game lead, as well as a head-to-head versus order. Is that kind of the goal from this weekend? Cement yourself as a top 3 contender and try and start pushing for that second spot?
Yeah, well, personally, like, we've been having, like, as I've talked about multiple times, we're having growing pains. And, like, I've been setting myself goals. I'm like, okay, we started doing 1-on-1. We need to get the first 2-0 week. And then I looked at the schedule. Really, if we can go for this 4-0, I feel like we've arrived. Then we go into that Legacy Chiefs week, which is the week after for us. And, like, that's our test week. That's the week I want to, like, have really clean up to, be able to show a lot of what we can do, and then go, okay, this is where we establish ourselves as this top 2, top 1 team. And, like, that's where we take it to them. So really now, these next kind of 2 games, I think we've got Pentanet and Gravitas, that's just showing how much better we are than the rest of the competition. And that's kind of my goal.
All right, cool. Now talk me through the goals of this composition, because you said, you know, this is kind of built for Yumi. She can jump around and do whatever she wants with everyone. Is that kind of, is this the first ball comp that you guys have really played where you want 10 members on a screen?
Yeah, to a degree. Like, we kind of just sat there. We had a bit of an idea about what they would pick, and all of these are just kind of funny champs that these players, and then like Shock is very famous for his Urgot, Chippy's as well for his Olaf, and Vital, this is his favorite champ besides like Kai'Sa. And like as soon as I said that he could play it, he's just like an instant smile on his face, like rosied up the room, and he's just like great. He was jumping around in his chair, he couldn't keep still. So I'm just really excited to see them go, and I think we're probably not taking this game as seriously as we should, but like that's how it is. It's good to keep spirits high too.
And I got to see Decoy yesterday, not feeling too well recently. I saw him actually in the bathroom after the game yesterday. I suppose, how's that affecting the situation in the camp of the Direwolves? Because obviously you had Cupcake on standby. Is there a situation where like maybe Cupcake comes into fill, or is it just a run of bad luck at the moment?
No, probably not. Like he's had, you know, a little bit of problems on stage with that stuff. It's nothing that he's sick, and we always get it checked out. So like he is fine, and he just had to go. He had a bit of a rough day. We all kind of have them. Maybe I cooked poorly for him that night before. It is what it is, and he's fine now.
Beautiful. I'm glad to hear it. I look forward to seeing what he can do on this champion today. Best luck, Kai.
Thank you very much.
We'll crack on with this one. Direwolves versus Mammoth, the final game of week number 4. As they posture to show a little bit of pressure towards none other than Kweku in the top side.
Yeah, Kweku gets camped so much in
He
League of
does.
Legends
He
at the
really
moment.
does.
It's super sad, but see, Nausicaa goes for a little bit of a play in the bottom side. Doesn't get the passive popped, which is good. Kweku going to probably have to teleport back to this lane. Does find himself a little bit behind at the moment, Skimmy. Just that summoner spell, and was also getting pressured out a lot of turret health as well. So we'll see how this lane goes as it continues to evolve. Actually goes a super defensive build with a Ruby Crystal, as well as a ward. No potions into Olaf, who's running triple potions. Sustain advantage for Chippies right now is huge.
I feel like Kweku's almost understood the situation of things as it has sort of evolved, that I'm not going to need the sustain, I just need to try and stay alive and scout out and create vision that is able to be utilized by the rest of my team. I'm a walking scouting objective at this stage, it feels like, unfortunately for him. But Bass is going to go for the invade right now, going to deny away that camp. Shock him mid-side. Expending a few resources from Liv, feeling a little bit low on that mana pool.
I mean, Lift has still got Time Warp Tonic at 2 stacks and had only just burnt the first one there. As Bass going to go for a bit of invade and then walk himself back out of the camp. Unfortunately, showing there has now put Kweku in hot water, is the way we like to say it.
Miru flexing, deciding what way do I go. Decides to opt for the try. Does get that Ghost Ward down as a result, denying it out. Bass gets the vision, Bass goes for the invade, takes away the Raptors.
And Kweku is still playing just a hard weak side here on Renekton. Not something that I'm really used to seeing Skimmy, to be honest. Generally, when you have a Renekton, you play really heavily around the lane. He does so much early damage. And especially with Jarvan, like the layering of CC pre-6 should just be a free kill on the Chippies. But that's not what we're seeing at all. Meanwhile, bottom lane, as you can see, the Lucian is just a little bit too much for the Ezreal to handle at the moment. And top lane's a kill.
Chippies finds the solo kill. Uses the pot. Has the damage. Utilizes that passive and only gets taken down to half in that exchange.
Also broke his own freeze there. If he had not touched that wave and gone back, this laning phase would have been over. Kweku, however, should be able to walk back and be able to grab most of this. We see a replay. Kweku walks up into the freeze and uses the stun. Not going to be enough of the damage there. Chippy's going to be able to pick up that axe flash on top of his head. And yeah, that's just really nicely done from Chippy's. And as I said, you don't want to play weak side against Olaf. He is very prone to ganks, but in a straight up 1v1, one of the highest damage champions in the game.
Chippy's coming online now. One of the focal points for this team. We've seen what he can do in those side lanes. We've seen him sort of run rampant on his own. And definitely what we saw yesterday with the likes of the Ryze and the Camille, proving very strong on those side lanes, causing all kinds of problems. But as Coach Kai outlined, and yourself also from your own analysis, we're seeing a composition that wants to fight. And I look forward to seeing when that moment does arise, as we're going to see a rotation now. As bot lane of Mammoth do get frustrated, they want something to happen. 3 members are here, 4 members soon to follow as Styled comes on in. Mir going to respond with a Chronosphere on top of their heads. It is a 2-man stun. Direwolves won't die. Vital is the bait. But hang on a minute. Miru does fall on down.
Yeah, and I mean, that's just the Volibear passive. Lots of people overlook it. If you don't have an Ignite in the bottom lane, which they do not, then he's going to be unkillable in these situations without an Execute. Will be put on cooldown now. However, that is a very nice gank coming across. Lots of resources burnt there. Probably should have been a 2-kill trade. Lived through his spells into no one. Actually, 100% of his spells, apart from his ultimates, did not hit a champion. Which is obviously rough to see. And you can see that they use those kills on the bottom lane and those burnt summoner spells to now go into a very early flip. Kweku doesn't want to lane against Chippies. It's already a 20 CS discrepancy. So now in the bottom lane. Oh, Bass has used flag and drag. Chippy's heading in. Run, Bass, run!
Bass has no ulti. He's in a lot of trouble right now, and that axe is just going to continue to be picked on up right now as he pops the Ragnarok. He pops the damage. He says, that red buff, it was never yours to begin with. My award has spotted you out. That rotation, 8 minutes in, nullified.
Yeah, I mean, Chippy's now just going to take the recall, has the red buff. Actually, he doesn't. Will he go over the wall? Nausicaa could have stopped him there. If Nausicaa hits E, Chippies is stuck there with no mana. They have 2 people collapsing. Surely that's a kill. Without a flash on Chippies, no ultimate available either. Just decided to not go for it. Interesting skimming.
Possibly confidence lacking there, not too sure really what they want to do in that situation.
Because if that's a full mana Olaf, I can understand the worry, right? He's going to throw an axe at you, and he's probably going to run you down again. But
I think they're genuinely scared at this stage. I think they're just unsure.
Potentially. You can see that Miru now in the topside jungle again. He's pretty much lived here the entirety of the game. Has himself a CS lead as well, level 6 to level 5. So in complete control of this jungle matchup. Going to pop over this wall.
Going to still bully out Bass. That doesn't have his ulti available right now. The rest of the members of the Direwolves are coming in for the rotation. Norska still on level 5 himself. There goes the toss right now. Down to half. Does still have that flash available if need be. Going to find some electrocute procs. It doesn't matter because Shock gets the ultimate. He gets the execution. And the map lights up blue. 4 kills to 1 before the 10-minute mark has even happened. Now they can rotate freely to this top-tier tower, find value there, push in bot lane as well. And Lived is just too little, too late to rotate to that party.
Yeah, I mean, you can just see they have the inside track every time. And because they're not stepping up for any fights, they're giving too much control right now. Kweku actually dashed forward twice.
He's dead.
Yeah, he's getting thrashed at the moment.
This lane is feeling like a very lost cause at this stage, this spawn.
Absolutely. So you see Nausicaa dashes forward, but Shock already here, as you mentioned. That's a lot of healing coming across, and then the fear on the back end of this is just so damn long. You can see the chain CC there for Shock. He's a master on the Urgot. Has fallen down a little bit in CS, but that's only to be expected into what is pretty much bruiser mid lane into a mage. Should be able to start catching up now. And Bask is still level 5, while Mir is level 7.
Feels like he's been stuck on this level for the past 5 minutes. He's been stuck there, unable to really emit the true pressure. Every single time he tries to put out a camp or tries to respond to a lane. Somebody there from Direwolves is hunting.
Ooh.
They're denying, and they're keeping him stagnated, only now hitting that ultimate level.
And I feel like the Direwolves just never want to do objectives, right? When you have a look at how they're playing this game, they're just trying to pressure lanes, they're trying to build big CS leagues. as Kai said, like they're playing their signature champions and they just want to be able to get to, you know, that 2 or 3 item point where they would be super comfortable in being able to take small skirmishes and fight. And Chippy's again going to kill Kweku. Misses the axe, however.
Axe doesn't connect a third time. Kweku does get to breathe a sigh of relief. Has that Bramble Vest online right now, so trying to deny a fair bit of this exchange pressure. As cooldown is being achieved right now on Chippies. He's got 20% CDR right now, got the taboos online as well, so definitely going to, if not already, win these exchanges. Win it a little bit harder, and Bass, same spot, same situation as Deja Vu. Mia just destroying him.
And you can see they're just feeling pressured everywhere, Skimmy. I mean, this isn't a pretty game to watch by any stretch of the imagination. Already going to be 3,000 gold down. And this Yuumi on the Echo is just going to be so difficult to deal with in the mid game. You can see Vital not worried about 2 members approaching him either. Will be able to take majority of this top lane turret. It's honestly really tough to see Mammoth in a situation like this already. 0-5 top side of the map. And just getting nothing done.
Yep, top side of that roster is where the action's happening. Top and jungle. For your AD carries, for your bot lane anyway, they're definitely quite happy to stick around and just passively farm away.
Okay,
hit those
good trade here.
1-item power spikes. Top lane is still being stubbornly pushed in here by the Direwolves, but Mammoth now will finally find a chance to exert some pressure of their own by picking up the very first Drake, a Cloud one at that. Meru will respond by taking the Rift Herald, once again promoting this idea on their end. We just want to push structures. We never want to give you a chance to breathe. We just want to create pressure.
Yeah, and really, the first proactive trades that comes out of the Mammoth lineup, we already talked about it, but they're feeling pressured on the top side of the map. However, they are playing with an Ezreal, and I think they should have been doing this from the start, right? Just play away from the lane. Ezreal is one of the champions that has the cheapest item builds in the game, especially if you go something like an Iceborne Gauntlet over Trinity Force. So you really can play away from him. And I think they should have been ganking Chippies earlier on in the game. Obviously, that's not the case. Teleport coming in from Chippies, actually.
Teleporting in rather deep towards that red buff on the top side, looking for an aggressive tower dive underneath this. You talk about Star being passive, you talk about him hanging around. He can't hang around when a deep wall like that comes to fruition. This bottom lane of Mammoth will meet the might of a 5-0 Olaf.
Yeah, and I mean, you can just see how confident the Direwolves lineup is right now. They go so deep for that. They burn the teleport, but they're able to chase them down with the Yuumi. No real response here, and if Shock lands and ulti, could potentially look for a fight here. 3 members coming in.
Cataclysm is used right now. It's going to be a 2-for-2 situation as they look to try and make it happen. Suppression, damage, death, and delete. And lived without an ulti, without a flash, without a mana pool, and without a health pool, will also fall in quick suit.
Yeah, absolutely. And now they drop down this Herald again. I think they should have held that until a couple of the turret plates were gone. We've spoken about it so many times today that I won't bother boring you, but that should have been another turret going down. Instead, they're just going to be able to grab themselves. Actually, they might be able to get it anyway. There's just nothing really Nausea can do about this one.
But look how slowly it falls down as a result of this many members being
They're so
hit.
tanky.
The armor on that turret, it must be like 400 or 500 at that stage.
Yeah, I mean, but at the end of the day, it's a 6,000 gold lead already for the Mammoth, for the Direwolves lineup, and Mammoth are just getting destroyed. And Mammoth have had some promising games of late, but this one, they just do not seem to be mechanically on the same level as the Direwolves lineup. And Direwolves, as Kai said, they're just focusing on potentially going that 4-0, starting to hit their stride. I think they said Avant and Gravitas next week, which would complete, you know, 5/7 of the second round robin. And we'll see where they're able to go from that. But this is certainly one of those teams that was hyped up in the offseason. They wanted to be able to contend for a title. And maybe we're starting to see that potential come out of the Direwolves lineup, looking to challenge the likes of Legacy and Chiefs.
When you talk about, when you look at the history of the OPL, right, it's definitely dominated by the likes of Chiefs, Legacy, and the Direwolves.
Yep.
They've all had their moments. They're illustrious organizations that know what success is and what it takes to get there. Maybe a slow starter here for the Direwolves, but they're definitely showing, as we get into the later weeks of Split 1, that they are a team to keep your eye on.
And I mean, of course they are. They're running, you know, double imports still, with Mir as well as Vital coming across from the LCK. As now
coming
Mir
again.
looking again.
Kweku, you're 0-2. They want to make that 0-3. They want members on the ball to get some kills. They want the assists, and they'll get them. Culling, dash, def, delete, everything you could want. Direwolves 11-1, and they're flawless game so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, only that one death going across. They're going to be able to take down another turret. Top lane is indefensible right now, so they should be able to get a turret trade as well on the flip side. However, now they're in behind mid lane. And Style, you need to start running, my friend.
Two level difference in the jungle. Mid lanes are even. Top lane's where the real action's at. Two differences on the level count there. 30 CS behind.
5 kills.
The major kill would make a difference.
Yeah.
600 bounty. 3 bounties on the boys in green. And Drake is up in around about a minute. But I can't see them really caring too much about objectives when they can just run it into a team fight and literally say, come at me, bro.
Yeah, I mean, as we said, it just looks like they want to hold the laning phase for the entirety of the game. And then they've slowly started to rotate around a little bit like a death ball. You know, Olaf's teleport coming in to the top side of the map was certainly the first example of that. But I'm not expecting any insane macro from the Direwolves today. It looks like they came here to pummel the Mammoth lineup, for the lack of a better term right now, Skimmy. And that's what they seem to be doing. 11 kills in 16 minutes.
Mage items are online for every single member of the Direwolves right now. Actually, Decoy going to go for the Magi's very early on with 6 stacks to its name. Saving grace would be for Lived, who's got the Luden's Echo for a little bit of extra damage, a little bit of padding, but the rest of the members are slowly working towards what they're looking to try and achieve. Black Cleaver in the midst. Trinity Force slowly coming online, but the item difference, the damage difference, the level difference, I mean, that is your textbook example of how far apart these teams are right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is a 4-1-2 jungler versus an 0-5-1 jungler. Not really all that much Bass is going to be able to do there. He's a lonely tank in a sea of ridiculously fed DPS. And he's just so starved in any camps. You can see that Mir is equal to Kweku at the moment.
Shock is deep right now. Kweku's got the same idea in mind. He wants to flank, but he can't really do too much. He's just not tanky enough. The man needs to run the route coming out here from the ultimate of Yuumi. Underneath the tower, they say hello. They damage, they basically take whatever they want. They've got free run of the map. They picked up a Drake in the midst of all of that. This jungle is ours. These kills are ours. This game slowly working towards being theirs as well.
Yeah, and I mean, Mirror even has time to farm some side lanes right now, so certainly enjoying himself. Ult back.
Oh, that's dirty. Bait's outlived completely. Here I am. No, I'm not.
And Kai sat his team down this morning, and he said, see this team? Look into the horizon. All of this Summoner's Rift, this belongs to you. And then, you know, poor little Mirror said, what about that dark area over there, Papa? And he said, that's the enemy fountain. You can go anywhere but there. But I have a feeling, Skimmy, that much like those cubs in the Lion King, that the Direwolves are going to want to get in that fountain as quickly as possible right now.
I can see a situation where that is possible, absolutely.
Because they are looking a little bit cheeky today, is the way I would describe it. A little bit flamboyant, a little bit over the top in the way that they're playing in this game. But, I mean, 14 to 1 kill. Can't really complain at the moment if you're a Direwolves fan, can you?
Absolutely not. Vital having a good time as well. Hasn't picked up a kill to his name yet. He's been pretty content just farming away. Actually has the second highest farm in the league so far. As they jump on in. Nuzka says hello, pats him on the head. Does force out that chrono break as a result. But, you know, for Mammoth right now, they are living on borrowed time. They're trying to establish any form of vision control so they can actually play a map. They're stuck in mid lane. They're trying to clear lanes on the side, but every single time they check in, the vision is just replaced by the Direwolves. Then they're met by a 5-man death ball. And they can't fight. They can't push these side lanes. They are literally stuck in their base.
Okay. Herald will be popped. This is going to be looking to break base sub 20 minutes. Stun will land, but it's not a big one, Skimmy. And Herald is in there, as is the rest of the Direwolves members.
They are indeed. Decoy going to go for the solo ultimate to try and lock a member in place. Inhibitor does fall, much in part to the 6th member on that team, the Herald. Putting in work.
10,000 gold. And only 20 minutes. We are on course for the first OPL shellacking this year. A 25-minute victory. Teleport up for Chippy, see whether he goes in.
Norska is looking for it right now. Bass down to half. He wants to try and force a fight towards that blue buff, but a fight does continue in bottom lane right now. The suppression, that was weird and that was wonky, but Quaker will fall on down to go 0-4. The junglers, they battle it out. There's a 3-level disparity between the two of them, but the rest of Dire will stay strong. They say inhibitor's gone in the mid lane. Let's do the same to bottom lane. Let's try and find a killer result. Flash, exhaust, you're dead, I'm not. 21 minutes into this game. Your base belongs to us.
All of this belongs to the Direwolves right now. You can see they're onto the inhibitor. They are quite low in health. See whether Mammoth try and make a desperation fight.
The flash, the flip, can they find anything from this one right now? The ultimate comes online. It's electric, but it's not lit. Because the double kill coming out from Shock. Urgot is clapping his claws and shooting out those rockets.
They're even keeping turrets alive with teleports. They're going to be able to look for it. 21 minutes into the game. They want the end.
They do indeed. They want to make everything happen right now. The clean ace, lived respawns. Maybe they can find the 6. Maybe they can find the win. And that they will. Direwolves steamroll into this game and have fun.
And the good cops don't dive into the Nexus. I really thought it was going to come, Skimmy, but they listened to Mufasa this time around, or Kai, and they said, you know what? We just want to be able to pick up the quickest win of the OPL so far. 21 minutes into that game. A decisive victory for the Wolfpack.
I believe that was 21:44. The quickest we've had is 21:09.
Okay, who was that?
That was Mammoth and Legacy.
Oh, okay, so Legacy's still a little bit quicker.
So very close towards their records.
That one felt like a hell of a lot.
It was
more
over
decisive.
before we started.
Yeah. And the Mammoth boys are not looking too happy on stage right now. Do not blame them. That was a roughie.
Well, that's one way to put it. A tough showing for them to rock up to the studio to play their game and be taken out of the situation that quickly. Kudos, obviously, to the Direwolves to find themselves in a situation feeling quite comfortable with that 2-0 for the week to close it out as we enter into the middle of Split 1. But for the meantime, and for the final time this weekend,
Oh my God.
let's chuck it back to the couch for an interview.
With the rarest species in League of Legends.
Hey, boys.
He lives! Welcome, Decoy.
Yeah.
Should I bring a bucket?
No, I'm fine
You
today.
good? You feeling okay? If you hit, by the way, his shoes are way worse than mine. If you had to be on the couch for a win,
Yeah,
That-
good one to be on it for.
I mean that was a stomping. That was a.
yeah, I think we had a lot of fun
Yeah?
that game, so yeah, pretty easy.
What do you take from games like that as a team?
I think games like that just give us a lot of confidence. I think we drafted like a fun draft for us, like Urgot, Olaf, the Yumi gives them like a lot of potential, so yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Something that only really you guys could do as well with the Olaf going top lane.
Shock's the Urgot master, so
Yeah. So with that, I look at your team, and I guess this comes back to yesterday for me as well. Mia had a big performance. How did the motivation, you say confidence from today, but surely there was more confidence from yesterday.
I think yesterday's game felt really easy as well. Not as easy as today's game, but yeah, Mirror's just a smurf, so yeah, not much more to say.
There you
Something in the waters at Direwolves camp this week. They just seem like a whole new team.
Apparently so. You feeling good over there?
Yeah, I think this week's practice was pretty bad, like from us, so I'm kind of surprised how easy our games this week were.
I love this just overflowing confidence. It's fantastic. Well, congratulations on the win.
Thank you, thank you.
You deserved it. I'm glad you finally managed to
Yeah,
come
I'm not
here.
sick today, so.
That's fine. You're okay though, broadly speaking? Okay, excellent. I'm going to ask you to leave because I don't want to
No
get
worries.
sick, but also because I need these two boys back on the couch. So well done on the win. Gentlemen, please come back in. As we close out the evening, it's been an eventful one. There's been, yesterday I feel like defined by a lot of action, a lot of speed, and today seemed slower, longer.
Until the last game.
Until the last game,
Two
obviously.
very
in
different
which
days.
They really got us back on track.
yeah, you're going to make that flight home.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the results from today. Let's see who the winners and the not winners were. Game 1, Legacy taking down Avant. Game 2, Chiefs toppling Pentanet.gg, who gave them a run for their money. Game 3, Avant winning against Gravitas, getting their win out of the 2 games they played today. And finally, Direwolves running over Mammoth, which means the standings as they stand for week 4. Chiefs, number 1, still lossless, 8 wins in a row. Legacy only falling to the Chiefs in the second spot. Direwolves coming in third. Order and Avant, Pentanet.gg, then Gravitas, and finally Mammoth rounding us out. What's the, is it Avant and Pentanet.gg and now not that bad?
Yeah.
Is that the category?
That's a not that bad category.
Yeah.
Big chunk.
And we have Order sitting there with the 1-1, no matter what.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
the middle. We know how many weeks we've had in the OPL by their win and loss record.
yeah.
Hey, that's actually smart.
Oh my god.
like that.
We're also finally seeing some separation as well in the table. People are crawling up and we're getting less that sort of mid-mass of just everyone's kind of equal. And
Direwolves were actually matching Order in that 1-1 sense. They just had their 2-0 week and they were able to take down Order. So we do get that clear separation with third place as well. And you're right, the top 2 people versus each other. So someone had to lose, and
Someone had to
now
lose.
we have an undefeated team.
There you go. And as Skimmy said, we're heading into the mid-round of the split. It will be an exciting couple of weeks. We've got a couple of announcements to make with the winner of the anime competition first. You guys have been sending in anime artwork all week. We have picked 3 winners for this week to receive skins and champions. The winners are, drumroll please, someone. Hey, Fish Sticks is our first winner with me. I mean, that's me in 30 years when I get a lot of Botox, I guess. Like, look how smooth I am.
That's a smooth nick.
That is a very smooth nick, so congratulations,
God.
Fish Sticks. Our second winner is the Chewy Apple with Spawn raging so hard he breaks his own glasses. And you still had... Oh, no, that's the
Is
trim
this
beard.
as-
Yeah, that's a trim beard.
This is more Vegeta than Goku as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely, that's Vegeta. That is not
That's,
Goku at all.
that's
Yeah.
the pandering to Spawn choice, by the way.
Absolutely.
Good decision.
And our final winner for the week, Frost Carmenite, Claire as Diana. Which
That's nice.
I like that
it's
one.
just a nice one. Let's, you know, like we're not memeing it here. That's just good anime. So well done to our 3 winners. You all get skins. You get champions. If you want skins and champions, please send us your anime artwork to be included in the credits of the show every single week. We generally change the rewards once a week. Enter before Friday midnight to get that week's rewards. Now, real decisions to be made.
Last photo.
We can't use the last photo.
Why?
Reasons. So we have a short list of 5, but I've got one of yours on there. First up, Carl.
I like Carl.
He's back.
Yep.
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. It's just, I mean, I would trust that man with
My account.
taxes. I was
gonna say taxes.
Yeah.
Taxes is the one.
Our second short list, is Dugon Dudu.
Poggers.
With the poggers.
Big poggers.
It's a good photo. In Search of Shoe, our third on the short list. I just feel like there's a
Just
lot of
think it's funny.
opportunity to experiment with faces in this one. Lady Dubsy is 4th, not only because I feel like we've got some vibrant colours which will go with the set, but also Dubsy just puts in such a good showing every week, showing up to the broadcast and also showing up with the paintings. And finally, non-legendary Bri or Brie. I just love that so hard. So let's pick 2 winners.
Okay.
Let's do 2. Who do we like? I just want to take the
I
temperature of the
want
room.
Carl as one.
Yeah, I go with my tax accountant Carl, and I think I go with number 2. I'm gonna
The Poggers?
Yeah, Poggers.
Yeah.
I like the Poggers.
You like the
And I
Poggers?
think that depending on how we paint, In Search of Shoe is a good one for opportunity.
Yeah, right. Because
it's a whole...
if it's a group painting,
Yeah.
there's opportunity to do different people
Yeah.
per painter. That's not bad.
That's an idea, actually.
Who do
Yeah.
you like as your second one?
Probably the 5th one.
Yeah. See, I'm going Dubsy and non-legendary Rye. Just
Yeah,
because
I just like it because it's flirty, eh?
It's just I just want to be the show that has that behind us. That's what I want. I want to see a Thanos hand.
It's just Thanos is
tenderly
like on his lip getting all
touching a
seductive,
tongue.
eh?
It's not just that. We suck at painting. So you tune into
do.
the OPL and behind Nick would just be like a finger in someone's mouth.
Yeah.
And they may not even know that it's Thanos.
And
like, it's just,
and
what
looking
is
at
that?
looking at the Nico and with Pyro coming up behind her, we suck at perspective, and that picture is nothing but perspective. So that is going to be a real issue. Okay, so we say we're going to have Carl. I feel like Carl makes it in because Carl is just
He met the requirements.
it's so
Yeah.
clean.
I'm happy for Carl.
So
Yeah.
Can we then make non-legendary Bri?
I'm absolutely not paying
because
that.
it's just both ends of the spectrum.
I'm not going to say no.
It's one crazy, one serious. Everyone's happy.
I'm so happy about
I'm
this.
not happy. So you're absolutely incorrect.
Touch the Thanos mouth, man.
That technically just makes us more happy.
Okay.
So there you go. Congratulations to Carl and to non-legendary Bri. I don't know how to say this, the last part of your name, so let me know. Congratulations. We will be painting you guys next week on the OPL on Friday. Jews will be joining us, so please don't miss out on that. You do not want to miss out on more OPL action as it comes up next week. Let's take a look at the schedule for Friday's games. In between the painting, we are going to be interrupted by Avant versus the Chiefs, Order take on Legacy, Mammoth versus Gravitas,
Yes!
and PGG versus Direwolves. What was the yes for?
Mammoth Gravitas again.
That's what we want.
Absolutely. It's just an exciting time to be a League of Legends fan.
Week of death for Order next week. They play against Legacy, and then the next day they play against the Chiefs.
Ooh, yeah, that's a bad time.
So top two teams. For a team that is 4-4, could quite easily be 4-6.
Well, they have to go 1-1, so we'll see who they beat.
I'll take it at this point.
A massive thank you to McDonald's for sponsoring this madness. We love you. We couldn't do it without you. We love you guys as well. Thank you very much for watching on behalf of Skimmy, Rusty, Spawn, and we will be back with the MPL after this. A couple of rounds of potentially some ARAMs. What else are we going to do? We're just going to ARAM it up, so please hang out for the MPL, and we'll see you for the official OPL next week.
Here. 4 members soon to follow as Style comes on in. Mir going to respond with a Chronosphere on top of their heads. It is a 2-man stun. Direwolves won't die. Vital is the bait. Side looking for an aggressive tower dive underneath this. You talk about Star being passive. You talk about him hanging around. He can't hang around when a deep wall like that comes to fruition. This bottom lane of Mammoth will meet the might of 5-0 Olaf. It's deep right now. Quicker's got the same idea in mind. He wants to flank, but he can't really do too much. He's just not tanky enough. The man needs to run the route coming out here from the ultimate of Yuumi. The flash, the flip. Can they find anything from this one right now? The ultimate comes online. It's electric, but it's not lit. Because the double kill coming out from Shock.
21 minutes into the game, they want the end.
They do indeed. They want to make everything happen right now. The clean ace, Liv respawns. Maybe they can find the 6. Maybe they can find the win. And that they will. Direwolves steamroll into this game and have fun.
Introducing Macca's Mini Games. Play today and win on the My Macca's app.
Woo! Winning!
Every play wins one of your Macca's faves.